Research is about asking questions.
That culture of discovery, culture of lifelong learning.
When you're at a Research One, you're literally in the place where the knowledge is being created. And you're learning from the people who are creating that knowledge. And none of that's possible without a really proactive, dynamic, and completely invested vice president for research. And we had that every year in Dan.
In his almost 10 years as VPR, Dan has accomplished so much for the campus.
We were awarded a MRSAC through the National Science Foundation.
Under Dan's leadership, the Texas Institute for Electronics was established.
ARL has grown, as well as the Texas Advanced Computing Center and the Odin Institute.
Dan launched the Texas Aging and Longevity Consortium.
There are many. There are many. It's hard to decide where to begin.
So the first one would be the establishment of the Research Development Unit,
which is helping us pursue our goals, helping us think about what we want to do, bringing people together who might not otherwise connect.
Allowing faculty to do what they do best and trying to have the systems in place to support them.
I've been at some excellent universities for research, but there is no place with the kind of grant support that we have here.
Dan is an incredibly effective ambassador for research because he's a genuinely intellectually curious person.
Dan's like a kid in a candy store.
Seeking out new knowledge is just in his nature.
Dan has a sense of humor, I think.
He has a really interesting sense of humor.
We have a ton of fun overseeing the research enterprise.
And of course, he is just a legendary scientist in his field.
So he has that deep understanding of what it means to be a scholar, but also a deep understanding of research administration.
I think he has worked tirelessly to understand the opportunities and the metrics in fields outside of his own.
You go to meet with him, and yes, he's got all of the, administrative resources that you've come for, but he's also genuinely interested in what it is you're doing, how you're doing it, how you're going to make that discovery. And he's brilliant at helping you figure out new ways to address it.
That, I think, makes a great vice president of research, someone who really cares about the research and weighs in an intellectual capacity, but also creates these operations and processes to help us be successful.
The Bridging Barriers initiative is in many ways, I think, groundbreaking.
There are 3 Bridging Barriers programs: Planet Texas 2050, Good Systems, and Whole Communities, Whole Health.
It's really important to understand that what Dan and his team began to create was a research enterprise that was incredibly inclusive.
These programs have engaged over 150 faculty across 50 different units on campus.
He really has created a standard of excellence, and he's done it very smartly. He's done it where it's not about individual PIs or individual scholars, it's about the collective and what we do together.
He created an environment where scholars from all spectrums across the university realized their importance in contributing to this broader mission that spans research and creativity.
It also allowed some of us to go for larger grants than we might ever have tried before because we knew we would have guidance and support from that office.
That has enabled us to go after bigger, grander things.
5 or 6 years into his OVPR tenure, we realized that with the introduction of all of these new services, seed funding programs, support mechanisms, that we had outgrown the office name.
At the beginning of 2022, when the name of the office changed to the Office of the Vice President for Research, Scholarship, and Creative Endeavors, it was an extraordinary moment for us on campus to feel seen.
His ability to lead with vision, to lead with strength, but I also think to lead with humanity was really important.
I really wish that all the PIs across this university understood how much Dan pours himself into that role and how much he truly cares.
The work that he did while he was interim provost to keep this university going, to keep research going, to keep teaching going, was really nothing short of extraordinary.
He's a problem solver, and figuring out how to deal with COVID was look at a problem, think about it analytically, come up with a solution, execute with professionalism. And that is Dan through and through.
There is no question that UT Austin's research portfolio right now is truly Texas-sized.
If you want to use research funding as a measure, Dan has kind of helped UT up its game.
By any metric, under his tenure as VPR, we have increased tremendously the output of scholarship from the University of Texas.
You could use the research expenditures metric and see that the research has doubled. You could look at the number of investigators that are research active. You could look at the number of investigators that are collaborating with others that are in different colleges or departments as their own.
The research enterprise at UT, I think, is a lot more innovative. As a result of Dan's leadership, it's a lot more collaborative. And in that respect, I think it's a lot more impactful.
There is no question that we are one of the highest impact public universities in the nation.
It's not just about the number of dollars and where are the biggest funding opportunities that we can pull in, but it's about elevating scholarship for all disciplines across campus.
That's a mindset that really was enabled and supported and strengthened by Dan's leadership.
And that legacy's here now, and it's here to stay. We have so much energy, so much collaboration, and that's the vice president for research. I mean, that's where that energy comes from.
He is visionary, he is collaborative, and he's simply inspiring.
Dan is caring, he's an advocate, and he's forward-thinking.
Enthusiastic, responsible, and organized. And I want to emphasize organized because every time I went into Dan's office, he was organized, and he taught me to put my schedule on an index card.
Fearless, assiduous in his support for research on this campus, and not an astrologer.
Dan, thank you for making UT a place where we celebrate research and creativity.
Thank you, Dan, for seeing what was possible.
Thank you, Dan, for all of the support.
Dan, I would like to thank you for your incredible support and advocacy for the Odin Institute.
Thank you, Dan, for giving me the opportunity to lead ARL and providing me with the support, guidance, and mentorship to allow me to be successful in that role.
Dan, thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve as a leader on campus.
Dan, thank you for your leadership in transforming this university.
Dan, thank you. Thank you for getting the university through COVID. Thank you for all the work you've done to make research robust and extraordinary on this campus, including, of course, the inclusion of the arts and humanities.
Dan, thank you for seeing the opportunity in research development as a profession and a field and a suite of services that we could bring to the campus to help our investigators across all disciplines and all colleges elevate the quality of their scholarship.
The one thing, Dan, I want you to know from me to you is that of all the leaders I've ever experienced here at the University of Texas, I have trusted you the most. I trust you to have my best interests at heart and our best interests at heart, our college's best interests at heart, and to make the right decisions. I trust you.
Dan, I want to thank you for all you have done for the University of Texas at Austin. Your incredible leadership, both as a department chair, as VPR, as interim provost. You've left a lasting mark on the university, and you have raised the level of research and scholarship in every single unit across this campus through your support of all of the schools and all of their faculty.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please stay on the job, Dan.